Good morning. I'm Jonathan Loyalis, Director of Shenandoah University's McCormick Civil War Institute. Today I'm coming to you from in front of what is known as the Wisteria House, located on the southern end of the Walking Mall in downtown Winchester. During the time of the Civil War, this was the home of Tillie Russell, a woman whose actions in late July 1864 inspired a painting. In the aftermath of the Battle of Rutherford's Farm, which we talked about in one of our episodes last week, fought on July 20th, 1864, there were a number of wounded Confederate soldiers who remained on the battlefield, and various civilians from Winchester ventured north to Rutherford's Farm to take care of them. Tillie Russell was among them. Now, there are a few different accounts of what ultimately prompted Tillie Russell to wrap herself in a shawl, grab a lantern, and venture north to Rutherford's Farm. Staff Officer Henry Kidd Douglas, in his I Rode with Stonewall, recounted that after the battle was over, he ventured here to Russell's home. He informed her that Lieutenant Randolph Ridgely, someone whom Douglas had become quite fond of, was severely wounded in the thigh and needed help. And Douglas wrote in part in his I Rode with Stonewall, he said, "I called at the house of a friend and told the daughter of the house, Miss Matilda Russell, of the fate of Ridgely and asked her to seek him. She then wrapped herself in a shawl and alone took her way through the night to the battlefield in search of young Ridgely." Another account, perhaps a little bit more toned down, noted that Russell, along with other women from Winchester, merely responded to an appeal from Confederate surgeons to go to the battlefield and aid in the care of wounded men. Regardless of what ultimately compelled her to go to the battlefield, she did. She discovered Randolph Ridgely and she nursed him. Throughout that night of July 20th into the early morning hours of the 21st, she held Ridgely in her arms. She comforted him. She didn't move at all. She was frozen, basically. The following day, Ridgely was moved to a hospital in Winchester. He survived his wounds, and ultimately he lived until 1918. That moment of compassion did indeed, however, take a toll on Tillie Russell. For about a week and a half after the battle, she was pretty much incapacitated, bedridden, because of the pain she endured that night on the battlefield. After the war, the episode, which was written about by individuals such as John Esten Cook, it caught the attention of artist Oregon Wilson, who depicted it in a painting entitled Woman's Devotion, or sometimes it's referred to as A Night on the Battlefield. This actually became a pretty popular painting. It was exhibited at the 1876 Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia, and also went on exposition in Chicago. And here is a copy of Oregon Wilson's Woman's Devotion. And there, of course, you can see Tillie Russell holding Randolph Ridgely in her arms throughout the night. After the war, Tillie Russell, because of her actions in part, she was one of 3 women elected as an honorary member of the Turner Ashby United Confederate Veterans Camp. She was elected an honorary member on June 6, 1892. And incidentally, there were 2 other women who became honorary members, Mary Kurtz and Lucy Williams. So I want to thank you for tuning in this morning. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Be safe and be well.